Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another video and another car culture video. So we're going to check out this car culture series, the latest and greatest British horsepower. I think it's the latest that's been out so far. I don't know, you guys know I'm having trouble keeping up with this stuff. But we are going to go ahead and take a look at it. Definitely not the first person to show it. I don't know, have these been showing up in stores? I don't think I've seen them yet. I don't think I've seen them pop up. I got this set from a hobby dealer, SC Diecast. It was like a local hobby dealer to me. And yeah, so I just get them that way because it's much easier than trying to hunt these down. So, kind of, I'm going to be, if I'm honest, all right, here's the card art. Card art looks great, okay? If I'm honest, this set is pretty underwhelming. I'm going to say that right off the bat. So I apologize if you guys are a huge fan of this set. It just didn't really trip my trigger all that much, but I had to get it because I've got every single other car culture release. Well, why not keep it going, right? So, British horsepower. We're going to start with the number one car in the set of 5, of course, the McLaren F1 GTR. Again, car art looks amazing, but we are going to go ahead and open it up and take a look at the car. So let's go ahead and pop her open and take a peek. So this is a really cool casting. It's been around actually for quite a while, but just kind of had a hiatus for a long time. It was released originally in 2010, I believe, for the Speed Machines lineup. And then it didn't, I mean, for the longest time, I think it was just in Speed Machines. So 2010, I think 2013, it was in the Speed Machines. 2011, it showed up as a Cars of the Decades release. I think its first like mainline release was 2017, so it kind of had a big gap there. And then it was the 2018 Gran Turismo set, and I think that was just like a mainline version. It had a 5-pack release. But if you're looking at this and you're like, didn't we see this already? And yeah, kinda. It was in the 2019 Gulf car culture release, right here, in a darker blue. Frankly, I think this one looks a little bit better. But yeah, so we did already see it in Gulf livery. So kind of interesting that they would go ahead and kind of almost do a repeat. I mean, they're not the same, but they are very, very similar. So there's that one and there's that one. So as you can see, quite similar. Different wheels, but orange for both of them. Which one do you guys like better? I almost like that darker blue one better from the Gulf Car Culture release. And then, of course, we get this one. So this was the last time that, well, not really. I think it was in a 5-pack last, but last premium release was this one. And then this is the follow-up to that, which is another Gulf version of this car. I'd like to see this car in some different livery show up in premium. It is a cool casting. It's definitely a neat one. And this is the first one to kick off this series of British horsepower. So kind of neat. I'm almost like wondering, did they do both of these liveries at the same time and then decide on which one to use? Like, we're going to do this one, and then we decide, oh, let's use this one later. And I don't know. But there you have it. All right. Next up in the series, number 2 of 5, we get the Jaguar lightweight E-Type. Pretty decent casting. There's your card art. Again, looks fantastic. Really nice rendering of the vehicle. Of course, the backs of all these cards are going to be the same throughout the series. We don't really need to look at them again. But let's go ahead and open up this one, the lightweight E-Type. Fairly new casting. Showed up, I think it debuted in, Team Transport is actually where this casting was first released. 2019 Team Transport. And then it was in a 2020 premium collector set, like one of those premium diorama sets. It was in there in like a Zamac look, and I think that's probably the best version of this to get. But this one's not bad. It's pretty basic. It's white. It's got some stripes on her. And, full deco as all these cars are. Of course, metal body, metal base, real rider tires, all that jazz. It's decent. It just doesn't really, wow me. but I don't know, it's not bad. So, pretty cool little Jag there. And then following that up, which I think is actually the weakest car in the series, is this Morris Mini. I know a lot of people are Mini Cooper fans, and that's cool and all. It's just the car is so huge compared to 1/64 scale. I'm just not a big, huge fan of this casting. However, I do have a lot of them in my collection. I don't know why. But we'll take a look at this casting. This casting is somewhat interesting. It's been around longer than any of the others in the series. It's been around since 2000, okay? So it's had a 21-year run, basically, already. It's had some casting changes and all that. It's had tons of releases. So 2020 Mainline is its debut. It was a treasure hunt in 2002. Just a ton of releases. It's been a color shifter. It's had some casting changes, which we'll talk about here in a second. And, yeah, just a ton. There's a ton of these. A ton of different variations of this Mini Cooper. So let's go ahead and pop her open and take a look. So this is like the original casting design, I believe, where the body pops off. It's got the lock thing here, mechanism. It's a little switch right here, and then this body pops off. So there's your base. So you could swap this base on any of the different bodies that the car has come out in with this format of a metal base, pop-off body style. Here's your body. You can see how that the window is riveted in right there. So kind of an interesting idea from Hot Wheels. So there is a version of this with a plastic base that obviously doesn't have the pop-off body. There's a color shifter version, which means likely it's got a plastic top, metal bottom. I'm not sure if that one's a pop-off or not. I don't have any of the color shifter version. And I don't even know how many of the color shifters, how many versions of it were released. But yeah, it's just had a ton of releases. The casting really doesn't do all that much for me, and this is kind of just blah to me. I don't know, you guys might dig it, but I'm just not a huge fan. So, all right, moving on from that. The next is the Lotus Esprit S1. Now, I do like this car, and I do like this release. And actually, this was the one I was the most excited about from this British horsepower series, was this Lotus Esprit. It's a cool casting. It was originally released in the mainline in 2015. It's been released twice as a Bond car, and actually its last time we've seen it was as a Bond car in the Hot Wheels Entertainment series, or Replica Entertainment, whatever the heck they're calling it now. But yeah, and it's been in the mainline quite a few times in basic colors and stuff like that. This one in yellow, though, with these wheels, I think looks really good. Let's go ahead and open it up. And yeah, you know, I'm digging it. For me, I think this is probably my favorite release of this car that's come out so far. Series 1, Lotus Esprit. I've always kind of had a soft spot for the Lotus Esprit. So this one I'm definitely digging. It's got Lotus on the back. That's a nice little detail. And you got your trim and stuff like that. The details are real nice. It just looks like a nice little model. And I'm a fan of it. I think this is really cool. So this is my obvious choice for a favorite in this release. I just like this car. It's classic wedge shape of it, and just a big fan. So that one gets my pick for the fave. All right, and then lastly, number 5 of 5 is the Land Rover Defender 110 hardtop. This guy right here in green, Land Rover. There you go. And so this one's a fairly new casting. This was 2019 Fast and Furious Off-Road. And the premium Fast and Furious is where this first showed up. It's had a period corrector release, which is like a exclusive release. And then it's been in the 2020 Car Culture as in the Wild Terrain series. And now we get it here. And, you know, this is, I mean, aside from maybe the period correct, is because it's, you know, probably a way more rare release. It's more valuable. But I think this one is probably the best No, I take that back. The all black one in the Fast and Furious is probably the best one, but this would be a second best for sure. It does look pretty good. It's a nice casting. Metal base, metal body. The top bit up here is plastic. Doesn't really matter though. And I like how it's a matte finish green. It just looks pretty good. It's a basic Hot Wheel, but it looks pretty good. Full deco, of course, the car culture. And looks okay. All right. So that is your British Horsepower series. And like I said, it's kind of an underwhelming series, if I'm honest, which I am. And, it just didn't wow me. I think definitely this was a car, no matter what, if I wasn't a completionist at all and I was just wanting to pick up a car or two from the set, this is the car I would pick up. For sure. The other car I would probably pick up, even though it's slightly already been done before, would be the McLaren. The Land Rover, it's cool. It just doesn't do too much for me. This really doesn't do too much for me either in this white with blue stripes. And the Mini is definitely just kind of a blah to me. So you guys let me know what you think, of course, down in the comments. I always enjoy, reading what you guys think, what's your favorite. I know a lot of people actually really like this Mini Cooper casting. I know my buddy Suresh really digs this casting, really likes it a lot. I think my buddy Todd likes this casting too, Crazy Todd. He drives a Mini in real life, so, probably he's a little biased, right? But yeah, this gets my pick for sure. It's the best looking car in the set. All right, you guys let me know what you think. Thank you guys very much again for watching, and have yourself a great